Thank you. Thanks to everybody for attending today. It's really magical seeing everybody that's given presentations about their initiatives and trying to engage the public in protecting our coral reefs, and I'm very happy to give this presentation about our efforts in Southeast Florida. Is there a remote? This works. So we started this community coral nursery program. I'm sorry, it looks like I might have missed a slide. No? Okay. I'm presenting today on behalf of somebody else. I'm not familiar with the slides. So we've started this community coral nursery program back in 2014. We've gone through a lot of permitting. There'll be more about that in a second. But this is the current state of where we are. We have a public education facility and a coral restoration laboratory being constructed in Broward County. It's in a I'll talk more about that in a little bit too. This is a collaborative process through several organizations with the South Florida Association of Environmental Professionals. As noted, we started this 8 years ago in 2014. We've acquired corals via a special activities license from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. We'll be doing additional work with that in the near future. We're focusing on hands-on public outreach and education while conserving and restoring our coral reefs. Very much like all the other presentations that have been given, we're doing it specifically in Broward County, maybe in northern Miami-Dade County. So we have a considerable number of volunteers in our program. We have a lot of volunteers who received their master's degree, for example, in marine sciences, and they're now working as consultants doing terrestrial work. So we're providing an opportunity for them to live their dream. And we have currently 2 tank systems in our onshore nursery that have been funded. One's constructed, the other will be constructed soon as the facility is done with construction, which should be in December of this year. We have already established a Facebook group. We have 161 members that have jumped on that so far. We have a logistic and scientific advisory committee, 18 members, many with PhDs, most with master's degrees in marine science, experience with coral work. We have 38 additional non-scientific coral care volunteers who want to come in. They want to get their hands on some of the propagation activities. They want to help maintain the corals. So, we haven't even opened yet, and we have a considerable supply of volunteers for our program. And so I'll get into more of this stuff later. Brief background of me, I'm doing this purely as a volunteer. I am the environmental program manager at Port Everglades. That's where I do most of my work, but this is something I'm very passionate about, and as I mentioned, we've been working on this for quite a few years. So Kirk Dotson, who's the founder of the Reef Discovery Center, purchased a commercial facility on A1A, Ocean Drive, which is very focal point in Broward County. It's right on the main strip. It'll be highly visible to everybody. We anticipated opening in December 2022. And what's unique about this facility is it's really close to an ocean access park where we can easily get out to the water. You can swim out to the reef. We have a beautiful Densacropora surfer cornice patch offshore. We have in the design an opportunity to put in 5 research tanks. I showed the layout before. This is what we have offshore. We have, it shows location of the center, the public access, some of the reef facilities. We also have some monitoring stations that we put offshore. And let's see, so we have received permits from Army Corps of Engineers. It took 5 years, DEP 2 years. We're going to be pulling tires off of the tire reef. 2 million tires were deployed there back in the 1970s. We're going to start taking the tires up, taking the corals off the tires, putting the corals into the community nursery program, propagating the corals, outplanting them. We have a full list of things we want to do, including research. We also have approval to use the former BioRock reef structure for our community coral nursery. I estimated we can get about 10,000 corals on that structure, or the structure, so we're excited about getting that going. We have approval with the Pompano Beach to use Wahoo Bay, an inland coral nursery. It's in the works as well. We'll be doing a lot of public outreach and education at that facility including the DEP, Bleach Watch, coral identification, and disease identification courses. We'll be offering one of those as soon as the facility opens. So plans, we have a lot of other initiatives going on. The slide summarizes some of them. Most importantly, we have an AAUS scientific diver program starting. We're going to be certifying all of our volunteers as scientific divers through AAUS. So if there's anyone here who lives in Broward County or Southeast Florida that's interested in becoming a scientific diver, you can join our program and become a scientific diver through that process. Let's see, and we are collaborating with a number of entities. We're looking for additional opportunities to collaborate, especially with entities outside of the United States, because we do pursue a lot of grant opportunities, and there are sometimes opportunities where through collaboration there's a synergistic effect and we all have an opportunity to be successful in pursuing these grants. So that's all I have. I think time up. Good. Do I have time for questions? All right. Any questions? I'm sorry, I went through that pretty fast. Hopefully you can understand what I said. Yes?
In terms of the community that you're serving,
Yes.
what's diversity?
Well, so the facility is located in Galt Mile, which is a very affluent, I would say, like an elderly population, but it's right on a bus route, and we are trying to attract the lower income communities that are mass transit dependent to be able to access our facility. We're working through different programs to engage them as much as possible. So Broward County is a very diverse county in itself, and we're hoping to engage the entire public in education and getting them involved in the volunteer aspects of the coral restoration efforts. Any other questions? All right, well, thank you very much.